What's up and welcome back. Today's episode is about a topic that made me think a lot whenever I heard it and made me think a lot whenever somebody brought it to my attention. I think that this is something that a lot of people always are searching for an answer for, but there's not one set answer. If you haven't seen yet, the topic for today's video is how do you stay motivated whenever you're just not feeling it? I have met a lot of people and a lot of successful people. And one of the common traits is that everyone that is successful, everyone's good at different things. I know people that are successful in business, people that are successful in photography, and all different facets, even like athletes and stuff. These people all have one trait that you see in them all, and it is that they can push themselves to do things whenever they're not necessarily feeling it. I would say that more than half of the days that I wake up, I don't really feel like doing whatever I have to do. They might be for multiple reasons. It might be because I stayed up too late, something as simple as that. And it also might be just because I'm not necessarily super excited for whatever the day has ahead of me. I love what I do, but by no means do I wake up and really want to do it every single day. There's a lot of mundane tasks that you have to accomplish. There's a lot of just everyday things that come up that aren't necessarily exciting. And I think this is a misconception whenever people see people's lives from the outside. When you see somebody's life from the outside and it looks like they have an amazing business, they have this amazing job, they live this crazy life, there's always more things on the inside that you don't necessarily see. A lot of people talk about it, and it's the truth that social media is a highlight reel. And that can be a good thing, that can be a bad thing. It can be a good thing in that you don't have to share those dark moments whenever you have them. You can just post whenever you're on 10 flights in 1 week, traveling all over the globe, filming the most insane project ever. That's not always the case. Even if that is the case, you're traveling like crazy, which is something that a lot of people dream about. You still probably have some problems on the other end. It never goes away. It really doesn't. I would look back at my life now, if I was 2 years younger than I am. So like 2 years ago, me would have dreamed to be where I am now, would have dreamed to make as much as I'm making now, would have dreamed to just live the life I'm living, because I am not in school anymore. I'm working full time, doing photo and video full time. It seems like a dream, but I still have these weird demons that I wake up and have to battle every day, just like everyone else does. But getting back to the point of how do you stay motivated? Staying motivated comes down to enjoying what you do. I mentioned that I'm not really super motivated every day whenever I wake up, but that feeling isn't strong enough to keep me from doing what I know I need to do. You need to focus on getting 1% better each day, which I know is something that my friend Bobby actually talks about a lot. I think he actually has it tattooed on his hand. And it's a powerful thing, because whenever you just focus on getting better each day, it really magnifies what you're doing. So what I'm doing today might not really affect what I'm doing in 10 years, but it will affect something that will help me get to where I am in 10 years. That might sound a little bit confusing, but you have to look at it like what you're doing today is going to affect the end goal in some way, shape, or form. Motivation is a tough thing. We all have those moments where we really want to do what we're doing. I know whenever I have a sunset shoot for a project that I've really been looking forward to, or if I have an early flight for a trip that I really want to do, or I have an early flight for something that, like going home, going on a vacation, I really I don't have a hard time waking up. And whenever I don't have a hard time waking up, it makes you think a little bit. It makes you think about why this is the case. And the goal is always to just be able to get up and roll out of bed with that amazing, powerful, I'm ready to go mindset. But that just doesn't happen all the time. It doesn't happen because that's just not real. We all have the times where we're really struggling. We all have the times where we're feeling amazing. And you have to accept that. So you have to accept that you're not going to wake up and want to do whatever you're doing every day. Like I mentioned, there are going to be the times where you feel amazing, and cherish those times. Really run with those times. You can take advantage of them by doing maybe the things that you don't necessarily want to do most days. You can take advantage of those days by getting more done than you might have before. But a tip that I would have is whenever you're feeling like that, don't do an insane amount. This sounds contradictory to what most people would say, and maybe even to what I just mentioned. But whenever you feel super motivated, you feel like you can just conquer the world. You feel like you can go out and really accomplish everything you've ever wanted to accomplish. But a good example is that a big thing that I like to do is take Sundays off. I've talked about this before, and whenever I take those Sundays off, I literally do absolutely nothing. I sit around, I maybe watch football, work out, just don't work at all. I've had Sundays where I literally am in the same clothes from whenever I wake up to whenever I go to bed. And that's okay, but I end up waking up earlier Monday morning. I might wake up at 6:30 a.m. ready to crush the day. And on those Mondays, whenever I'm totally reset, is usually when I have a ton of motivation. Especially if I'm waking up to create my own content. Whenever I'm waking up to work on a project that I've really been looking forward to, or a project that I'm just excited for. But I end up working from like 7:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. And that obviously is a long day. It's a really long work day. It's a long time to do anything. And I feel good at the end of that day. I always have this feeling of like, oh, I crushed it today. Got so much done. Got what I've wanted. Got what I've been wanting to do done. But then Wednesday comes around, Thursday comes around, and I am just straight up gassed. I'm like, why am I so tired? Why do I have no energy today? And then I look back on it and realize that I wasted all of that energy that I got from my rest day in one day. And I still end up working that Thursday, that Wednesday. I still do what I have to do. I might not be the most efficient, but I put my head down and I get as much done as I can. But don't drain yourself that one day that you have all that motivation, because it'll just make those days that you don't have any motivation that much worse. And it's a weird way, a weird perspective of it, but I've just learned through my time of working. I haven't been working for that long. I haven't been doing this career for long by any means. I've been doing it for about 3 years now. And I think I'm talented. I think I'm good at what I do. I think I bring something to the table that a lot of people don't bring. But I have to take care of myself to bring out the best version of myself every time I come. Every time I show up to a shoot, I want to have that peak energy. Every time I show up to a shoot, I want to be the person that the client wants to bring back again. And in order for me to do that, I need to kind of conserve my energy. And motivation, you can push from side to side. You can kind of ignore it when you want to. And I think where you really find growth and where you really find success is whenever you can dig deep and push yourself to go get that workout in. It might be 9 o'clock at night, you haven't worked out in 3 days, and you're just like, oh, I need to do this. I don't want to. I'm exhausted. But if I just get that 30-minute workout in, I know I'll feel better. You find something deep down whenever you go and do that. It's no different than whenever you don't want to wake up in the morning and you wake up at 5, you're just completely tired, but you wake up and you're like, whew, I don't want to be awake. I'd rather just tuck myself right back into bed. But I'm going to get up and I am going to get after it. You might just be awake, drinking your cup of coffee for the next hour, going for a walk for the next hour. But there's some special accomplishment that you get whenever you push yourself past what your mind really wants you to do. There's a good feeling whenever you find that success from those things that you're doing in those early mornings. I know that in the past, if I am not feeling it, or if I'm busy with client work, I know that I need to still find the motivation to do my own stuff, to maybe block off a couple extra hours at night, wake up a little bit earlier. Motivation comes whenever you really want to do what you're doing. And motivation comes and goes, as I've been mentioning. But you'll find that whenever you enjoy what you're doing, it makes it a lot easier to wake up in the morning. It makes it a lot easier to do those BS tasks if they're going to take you to the point that you want to be. I find that whenever I have a lot of client work that I'm not really interested in, I get burnout. Burnout comes whenever I'm doing things that I don't really want to do. But a good way to get away from that is do things that I truly want to do. This sounds cliche, but just loving what you do is the answer to it at the end of the day. You will find the motivation. You will find that you wake up feeling better every day if you have a goal that you're working towards. So it might be a 5-year goal. It might be a goal for a week. You might not even be able to accomplish it for the next 20, 30 years. But if you have something that you're working towards, it'll make it a whole lot easier to work, a whole lot easier to do whatever you're doing and wake up in the morning so that you can get after it and feel productive whenever your day is over. So don't feel like you're going to end up feeling motivated every morning. You're still going to have those mornings that suck. You're still going to have those days that suck. You're going to have great days as well. But keep a level playing field. You're feeling amazing. Don't work too much. You're feeling horrible. Don't take the day off because of that. Find that middle ground. Work a little bit more when you're feeling good, a little bit less maybe whenever you're not feeling good. But whenever you're not feeling good, instead of working a little bit less, try pushing yourself to work a little bit more, because you might accomplish something right there because you pushed yourself to a point that many people aren't willing to go to. Get out there. Realize that you're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody feels like doing what they do every single day. But the one thing that you can really change about that, the one thing that you can really control, is getting out there and putting in the hours. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks.